All right, let's dive right in. Today we are tackling a huge topic, stress. But more importantly, we're going to build a super practical guide for how to handle it. Welcome to our explainer on stress resilience.
I just love this analogy because it's so true, right? We've all seen that little battery icon blinking red. You've got work notifications, family texts, social media, all running in the background of your mind. It's no wonder we feel completely drained. The real question is, what do we do before the whole system just overheats and shuts down? So, first things first, let's get real about what's at stake here. What actually happens when that mental battery gets drained?
Well, if you let it go unchecked, that constant stress, it can lead to some really serious mental health challenges. We're talking burnout, where you feel completely exhausted and just cynical about everything. We're talking anxiety, that nagging feeling of dread that just won't go away. And yeah, even depression. So this is the key. Managing stress isn't some luxury. It's essential maintenance for your mind.
Okay, so that's the problem. And the solution? It's not about trying to eliminate stress completely. I mean, that's impossible. It's about learning the art of healthy coping. And healthy coping isn't just a buzzword. The American Psychological Association puts it really clearly. It's all about using strategies to handle pressure that don't end up hurting you in the long run. So, instead of turning to things that might feel good for a minute, you choose methods that genuinely build you up and make you more resilient.
And this is where it gets super practical and honestly pretty empowering. I want you to picture this. We're building your own personal stress management toolbox. You don't have to use every tool every single day, but just knowing they're there when you need them, that's a game changer. So what's in this toolbox? We've got 5 key tools. First, tackling the problem head on. Second, managing your feelings. Third, leaning on your people. Fourth, building healthy habits. And fifth, rewiring how you think. Let's grab that first tool. All right, tool number 1 is problem-focused coping. This is your go-to when the thing stressing you out is actually something you can change. The example here is perfect. You've got this massive, overwhelming project at work. Instead of just staring at the mountain, you break it down into small, climbable hills. You make a plan, you take action. And listen, this isn't just some productivity hack. There's real psychology here. Foundational research from way back in the 80s by Lazarus and Folkman showed that when you take direct action, it gives you back a sense of control. It fights that awful feeling of helplessness, which is often the worst part of stress.
But what about the stressors you can't change? Because let's be real, you can't control everything. That's where tool number 2 comes in, emotion-focused coping. You can't make lab results come faster. You can't magic away a traffic jam. So the goal here isn't to change the situation. It's to manage your internal reaction to it.
And what's happening when you do this is actually biological. Things like deep breathing or mindfulness, they're literally changing your body's chemistry. They are proven to lower cortisol. That's the hormone that floods your system when you're in that fight or flight mode. You're physically calming your body's stress alarm.
Okay, tool number 3. And this one might be the most human of them all. It's social support. We are wired for connection. Sometimes when we're stressed, the first instinct is to pull away and hide. But the healthiest thing we can do is the exact opposite. Reach out. Talk to a friend. Call a family member. Think of your friends and family like a protective shield. Study after study shows that people with strong social connections have this built-in buffer that protects their mental health from the worst hits of stress. It's like a shared problem is a halved problem, not just for the advice, but because just sharing it is powerful. Tool number 4 is all about the foundation, healthy lifestyle choices. You can't build a strong house on a shaky foundation, right? It's the same for your mind. How you move, what you eat, and how you sleep, it all has a massive impact on how well you can handle whatever life throws at you. It really boils down to 3 pillars. Just 30 minutes of exercise can literally boost mood-lifting chemicals in your brain. Eating balanced meals helps you avoid those sugar spikes and crashes that can feel a lot like anxiety. And getting a solid 7 to 9 hours of sleep, that is absolutely non-negotiable for keeping your emotions in check. This stuff is a core part of your strategy. Okay, and finally, tool number 5. This one is a total game changer because it all happens right between your ears. It's called cognitive restructuring. It's about grabbing the steering wheel of your own thoughts
and realizing that your first automatic thought about a situation isn't always the truth. So you know that voice in your head, the one that immediately jumps to, I can't handle this? That thought just creates panic. Well, cognitive restructuring is the act of consciously hitting pause on that thought and challenging it. Look at the reframe. This is tough, but I've handled challenges before. See, it doesn't pretend it's easy. It acknowledges the difficulty, but it reminds you of your own strength. It's realistic and it's empowering. And this is not just wishful thinking. This is the core idea behind a powerhouse of therapy called cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. It's one of the most well-researched, most effective ways to manage stress and anxiety. You're basically learning how to become your own best coach, moment by moment. Okay, so we've got our 5 big tools for the toolbox. But what about right now? When you're feeling that wave of stress and you only have a few minutes, let's talk about some super fast resets. The key here is that these are simple and they are fast. We're talking less than 5 minutes. You can do them at your desk, in your car, wherever you are. No excuses. For example, you could try that 4-7-8 breathing technique. Breathe in for 4, hold for 7, and breathe out for 8. Do that a few times. Or grab a piece of paper and just for 60 seconds, write down 3 things you're grateful for. Get up and stretch, or even just walk around the room. You can also try tensing your muscles for a few seconds and then letting them go completely limp. Any of these can break the stress cycle in minutes. So as we start to wrap this up, let's bring it all together. This isn't about being perfect. It's not about executing every single strategy every single day. It's about consciously and consistently building up your resilience over time. So if you take anything away today, let it be these 3 things. Number 1, stress is gonna happen. It's inevitable. But whether you suffer from it, that's optional. Number 2, always choose coping strategies that leave you healthier, not more drained. And number 3, don't try to master everything at once. Just pick 2 or 3 of these tools that really speak to you and make them your go-tos. And that really brings us to our final question. It's a question for you. We've laid out the toolbox. We know stress is going to show up. So what 2 tools are you going to put in your toolbox first? Is it going to be tackling the problem head-on, or maybe starting with some deep breathing? The choice is yours. Make it a conscious one.